Hello everybody, how's it going? It's me, Crendor, and welcome back to Crendor Talks in front of a shitty green screen. It's been a while since I've made one of these, actually. And I really wanted to make one today because I want to talk about the Dragon Isles, and I want to talk about my experience of exploring all these zones, and why I think these are my favorite zones in any WoW expansion so far. However, there are only 4 of them, so that's a big reason why, right? It's a lot easier when there's only 4 zones as opposed to, like, there used to be like 8 in Northrend, you know what I mean? So that's obviously a factor, but so far all these zones I've seen, I've really enjoyed them. So that's what I want to talk about today. If you haven't seen any of my pointless top 10s covering all these zones, we're doing the last one right now, the Onoran Plains, and I'll put the playlist up here if you missed any, but go check it out if you want, and if you don't, then don't. So the other thing, Crensloth plush. There he is. I haven't made a plush in 6 years, which is when I made the zombie dragon plush. I can't believe that was 6 years ago. And currently we are at 94 sold. We need to sell 200 in order for it to get produced, so we're halfway there pretty much, and we still have 2.5 weeks to get the 200, so I think we can do it. I'll put the link for that down in the description. That's makeship.com/product/Crensloth. He's a little Crensloth guy. I thought he turned out really good. So there's my shameless plugs of the day. So let's talk about Dragon Isles, all right? So the first zone you were able to play was the Azure... My chair's blocking it. The Azure span. And it was pretty cool. It had all the Tuskar. It felt like a mix of, what did I say? Kind of like Howling Fjord, Grizzly Hills. It was a really cool zone. And Azure, I think a little bit of Azure. It was fantastic. I loved it. And that was the first zone everybody got to explore. So I was like, all right, you know what? First 1 out of 1. Good job, Blizzard. You did well. Then we got to go to the Waking Shores, which for a while I thought were the Walking Shores. I was like, wow, you're doing a lot of walking here. But Waking Shores, when I first saw that little like image up there, I was like, oh, is this just like lava land? You know what I mean? I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this that much, but actually pretty cool. It felt more like Thousand Needles blended with almost like an Ungoro, or like a, what was that Draenor zone? The one with Grimrail Depot in it. Draenor zones. Why can't I think of it? Not Frostfire Ridge, not Spires of Iraq. Gorgon. It feels like Gorgon and Thousand Needles kind of mixed together for the most of the zone, I would say. Like for the part right here. And then this is kind of just like Bowser's Castle you get to. Like literally, it just feels like you go up to Bowser's Castle or something. But I actually like that zone a lot more than I thought I would. I was like, okay, this is kind of neat. This is like it's a different type of zone, you know what I mean? With all the Thousand Needle stuff all over, with these big like rock pillars. So I was like, all right, that's pretty cool too. Then we got to go to Thaldraszus, which is very Ulduar inspired almost. It's very mountainous. A lot of highlands. It feels like a very highland themed zone. Some cool dragon stuff there. In fact, on my most recent pointless top 10, somebody was saying that it's actually based off of something with Ulduar, which is why a lot of the architecture there is actually, it looks a lot like Storm Peak's Ulduar stuff. Hold on, is it here in the Wowpedia? One of the dragons. It says Tyr Hold is in Thaldraszus, built by the Titan Keeper Tyr. This 10,000-year-old Titan technological marvel houses great aqueducts that reach across the valley. It was Tyr who helped Aspects fight Galcaron when they came to settle in the Dragon Isles, and it was he who built this facility. So obviously he's like one of the Titans, or the Titan Keepers, and so he's got very Titan-themed aesthetic all over, which it's really cool. Like, I like this zone a lot more than I thought I would as well. And, you know, like I said, there's a lot of mountains, very highlandy, but it also feels, what was the other zone I thought when I thought? It's like yellows and purples and greens. I wanted to say Azshara, but like, not really. I don't know. It's a weird zone. I like it a lot. And then finally, we have the Oneron Plains, which the Oneron Plains feel like Nagrand, Arathi Highlands, and something else I can't put my finger on. Maybe like Feralus? Maybe a little bit of Feralus in there or something, but I love Oneron Plains. It gives me big Nagrand vibes, you know what I mean? And maybe even like Mulgore, like the open plains of Mulgore. It gives off that kind of vibe too, especially because all the centaurs have somewhat like Native American architecture going on. Like, I don't know, but it's a really cool zone, just flying around the plains, especially with dragon flying, being able to soar over everything and be like, whoa, look at that thing. Whoa, look at that. That's really cool. Like all these zones, I've really enjoyed all of them. The Forbidden Reach I didn't actually go to because I kind of didn't care that much. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, whatever. I'm not a big Draconid is out there. The Draconid, Drakthir, I think they're the Drakthir. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really care about the Drakthir. But you know, I'll probably go check it out eventually. I might level one just to see. Not really my thing, but all these other zones, it feels like they are themed and inspired by a lot of the older World of Warcraft zones. And I think that can go both ways. I think people either like that or they hate it. And I think more people are going to like it because it seems like from what I've read, most people are like, wow, this really does feel like Grizzly Hills. It feels like Nagrand. It feels like Thousand Years. You know, you get those vibes, but on a grand scale. And I've seen some people be like, oh, here we go. They're just reusing ideas and it's like, dude, you reusing a forest? Like, it's a forest, all right? It's got to be based off something. Like, it feels like a much grander scale of previous thing, which I think is great. You know, it kind of opens everything up. It feels like it allows for the Dragonflight to be very prominent in the expansion, which I'm going to tell you right now, the dragon flying at first, I was like, I wasn't like a huge fan, but I think they've tweaked it a bit. And the more I've played, I've been like, you know what? My green screen's freaking out. It's growing on me. All right. Especially with these zones. You can tell that these zones were made with Dragonflight in mind, which I already know because I asked Ian that as well. And he was like, yeah. So they actually do zone transition pretty well between all the zones as well. Like you'll fly and be like, oh, I think I'm going to the next zone. But now when you play in the beta or the alpha or whatever it is, it's just like, oh, you shouldn't be here. And then you're like, wait, hold on. And that just warps you out. And you're like, oh, great. So that's that. But these, it's like I've said, I said this on Twitter, but this is the first time I've enjoyed being and exploring in every zone in the expansion. Now, like I said earlier, you might be like, Crendor, there's only 4 zones, so like whatever. But here's the thing, all right? You go to like BFA. BFA, there's only 6 zones. Like, it's not that much different. I liked Zul'Dazar. I liked Vol'dun. Nazmir was okay, but like I wasn't a big Nazmir person. I liked Vol'dun and Zul'Dazar, and then Stormsong Valley I liked. I wasn't a big Drustvar person, and Tiragarde Sound was... I wasn't a big Tiragarde Sound person either. It felt like half the zone was just the city. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe that was just me, but... and then, I guess Legion. Legion had the Broken Isle. What was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Legion was kind of like 6 zones as well. Almost 5, because there's the Broken Shore, which was like, you know... Is it really... it's like a mini zone, but... Legion was probably pretty close, I would say. Like Stormheim, High Mountain, Val'Shra, Azuna, Suramar. Like Suramar was probably my least favorite, but it was very aesthetically pleasing. I just didn't like questing there. So I would say this is probably the closest since Legion in terms of like aesthetic that I really have enjoyed, you know, running around. Because Shadowlands, like, I don't even, what's the shit? Is it just Shadowlands? In fact, oh my god, I've forgotten so much about Shadowlands that I forgot Shadowlands was 4 zones. I forgot Shadowlands was 4 zones. I guess you could count the Maw, which is... I'm not gonna count the Maw, dude. That... I'm not gonna count the Maw. You got Oribos, the main hub. Ardenweld was good. Bastion was pretty good. I wasn't a big Maldraxxus person, and Revendreth I wasn't a big fan of, really. Like, I guess, you know, if you like vampires and gothic theming and everything, you probably really liked it, but I don't really care. So that was like, it was Ardenweld, Bastion's okay, and then I was like, whatever. So I think that's another reason I really didn't care about Shadowlands that much, was the zone aesthetic and everything about it just kind of didn't connect with me. But here, I'm ready, man. I'm pumped. I think it's gonna be a great time, and I think you're gonna have a great time playing it too, and just exploring. And that's half the battle, is liking the place you're questing in. Now we have to hope the questing and the, you know, the content of the expansion is actually good, which I think it's been so far. Talent trees seem pretty good. Things seem pretty good. We'll see. We'll see. Cautiously optimistic, as I've said. But let me know down in the comments section below. What do you think of the new zones? Have you seen any of them? Have you gotten to play the alpha or the beta? Have you watched people play it? Let me know down in the comments section below, because I know some people are just like, oh man, I don't want to have like more forest and stuff, but people like me, a lot of are like, ooh, this is more fantasy based again, right? We're back to like normal kind of fantasy worlds. You got trees and magical trees and mountains and crazy stuff, and we're not in space anymore or in the underworld. So I'm excited for that. Let me know if you are too down in the comments section below. And then if you want to check out any of the videos I was mentioning about pointless top 10s, I'll put those right here as well. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good YouTube lingo, and I'll see you next time. Okay? Okay. See ya.